A lot of students and graduates struggle to get jobs in their field. And I think one of the biggest reasons for that is because they don't understand this equation here, which I'm going to talk about today. Because if you really understand this, I think getting jobs becomes 10 times easier. Here's how it works. So this bit here is salary, the money that you get from your job. So if you want to get a salary, you need these two things. This first thing here is you need to find an organization. Jobs are given to us by organizations, groups of people who are focusing on solving a specific problem, achieving a specific goal. So a private company might be a company that develops some sort of technology that helps certain customers. You might have a government organization that is focused on improving government infrastructure and delivering government services. You might even have not-for-profits. Whatever the organization, they're going to need people and they're going to pay people a salary to help them out. So you've got to figure out what organizations you can work at. But this last piece of the puzzle is the most important. And a lot of students and graduates completely miss this. And this is value. You need to deliver a lot of value to an organization and they will pay you a salary in return. What are some examples of value? Well, value could be like increasing revenue. For example, say you work in sales. That's a really obvious one. If you can go into a company, like say a car company, and you can increase the number of cars you sell, you're boosting revenue. Even if you work in UX UI design and you build an application or the design for an application that improves the conversion rate of customers. So effectively, you're increasing the number of customers that buy. That is also kind of increasing revenue. If you look at all the jobs out there, there's a good chance a lot of them help to improve the revenue or just the amount of money coming into a business. Marketing is another example. If you are a marketing expert, your main goal is usually increase revenue through advertising, through content, partnerships, events. Another one is reducing costs. If you are working in procurement, maybe you identify specific suppliers that you can use to get better value for your money and reduce the costs per unit. A lot of jobs out there are focused on reducing costs. Another one could be the optimization of resources. This could be, say, operations, like an operations manager. Maybe they're able to implement processes and optimize processes such that you're able to get more out of your existing resources. You're able to get more output, more productivity. They're not necessarily reducing costs or increasing revenue, although if you look at it in a second order way, they might be, because when you can optimize your resources, you might be able to reduce cost per unit, for example. Another one could be improving client services or customer services. For example, someone who works on building a really good product, like a really good software engineer, if you build an amazing product, you're going to improve the value of the services, and that's a lot of value. And in a roundabout way, that could also kind of increase revenue as well. There are lots of ways to add value to an organization, but these are probably four of the biggest ones. Whatever job you want right now, if you get that job, it's going to add value, which is probably related to this. So why is this equation important? Well, I think a lot of students and grads, they don't really understand what jobs are. They just go out into the market, look up jobs on LinkedIn and Seek, and they apply, and then they wonder why they're not getting interviews and they're not getting offers. And if you're not getting interviews or offers, then I think that the issue is pretty clear, right? You're missing one of these things if you're not getting a salary. Either you're not adding enough value, or you're not talking to the right organization to try and deliver that value. If you could go into an organization tomorrow and you could figure out a way to increase their revenue by 5% or reduce their costs by 10%, then they're going to pay you for that. If you improve the amount of value that you deliver, you're going to improve the salary that you get. And how do you figure out what value you can deliver? I think that's probably a video in itself. But in my experience, if this will fit on the board, value is kind of usually derived from your skills. So you kind of figure out what skills do you have, and then you apply that to some sort of opportunity within the organization. So if you're really, really, really good at UX UI design, you might find an opportunity to optimize an organization's website. And if the value is going to be bigger than, okay, here's another thing. To get a job, the value needs to exceed the salary. So this is really important. So if the value you're going to be adding to this organization is like an extra, say you optimize their UX UI for the website and it makes them an extra $1,000 a year, they're probably not going to pay you very much for that, right? Because a typical salary would be at least $70,000 plus. So you kind of have to add at least $70,000 in value to get a $70,000 salary. So you have to identify opportunities where you can add a substantial amount of value, and then you have to make sure you have the skills to go and do that. So if you're stuck with the job search, you're a student or graduate, and you're struggling to get interviews and offers, just have a think about this. What skills do you have? What experience do you have? What strengths do you have? What results have you achieved? And what kinds of organizations can you help? And what kind of opportunities can you help them with? Because if you can figure out this equation, and then importantly, through the job search, you can prove to people that you can add this value, then you're going to get interviews and you're going to get jobs. The job search is about identifying organizations who you can help with a certain opportunity. It's about convincing them that you have the skills to add this value. And that's all you're doing on your LinkedIn, or in your resume, in your cover letter, in your interviews, when you're networking, when you're applying. It's all just persuading them that you can deliver this value. And the person who persuades them the best, so they look at all the different candidates and they go, this person's going to deliver the most value, then that's the person they're going to go with. You are just a subscription service. So when someone pays you $70,000 a year, they're saying, okay, I'm going to pay this person $70,000 a year, expecting them to deliver value. Anyway, I hope that was helpful. If that can even help one of you out there, that would be amazing. Good luck and thank you for your time.